Have you ever wondered how an unsuspecting man, Nerva, ascended to become the Roman emperor? It's a tale steeped in political intrigue, unexpected turns, and the relentless pursuit of power. Nerva, born in the year 28 CE, was not of noble blood, nor did he come from a lineage of warriors. He was, instead, a scholar, a man of letters, a civil servant who worked his way up the Roman bureaucracy. His rise to power was not the result of a grand military conquest, but rather his keen intellect and astute political maneuvering. During the reign of Emperor Nero, Nerva proved himself as a competent administrator and a trusted advisor, earning him a place in the inner circle of the imperial court. Yet, his loyalty was not blind. When Nero's rule began to crumble under the weight of his own decadence, Nerva was among the first to align himself with the Flavian dynasty, the rising power in Rome. However, the Flavian dynasty was not without its own turmoil. The reign of Domitian, the last of the Flavian emperors, was marked by paranoia and ruthless purges. The Roman Senate, once a powerful institution, was reduced to a mere rubber stamp. The people of Rome were living in fear. The empire was teetering on the brink of chaos. In the midst of this turmoil, Domitian was assassinated in a palace coup, leaving the throne vacant. The conspirators, seeking a safe and stabilizing figure, turned to Nerva. Despite his lack of military prowess or noble blood, Nerva was respected for his wisdom, his fairness, and his administrative abilities. And so, on the 24th day of September in the year 96 CE, Nerva was proclaimed emperor by the Roman Senate. It was an unexpected ascension, a testament to Nerva's political acumen and the desperate need for stability in the empire. And thus, in the midst of chaos, Nerva, a man of humble beginnings, found himself the Emperor of Rome. His reign, though brief, would set the stage for one of the most prosperous periods in Roman history, the Nerva-Antonine dynasty. Nerva's reign, although short, was a period of significant change for Rome. It's important to remember that Nerva was not born into the purple, but was chosen by the Senate to lead after the tumultuous reign of Domitian. This decision set the tone for his rule, which was marked by a conscious effort to balance power between the Senate and the emperor. During his reign, Nerva made several key decisions that would have long-lasting impacts. Perhaps the most significant of these was his adoption of Trajan as his successor. This was a calculated move, designed to ensure a smooth transition of power and to prevent the sort of violent power struggles that had previously plagued the empire. This decision not only established the Nerva-Antonine dynasty, but also set a precedent for future emperors to adopt their successors, a practice that brought stability to the empire for the next century. Nerva was also a reformer, introducing policies aimed at alleviating the financial burdens of the lower classes. He reduced taxes, initiated public works, and even distributed land to the poor. These measures were not only aimed at improving the lives of the common people, but also at reducing the potential for civil unrest. Nerva's reign was marked by a concerted effort to maintain peace within the empire. He avoided costly and unnecessary wars, choosing instead to consolidate Roman power and secure the empire's borders. This approach allowed Rome to recover and stabilize after the turbulent Flavian period. It's worth noting that Nerva's reign was not without its challenges. He faced a serious conspiracy within the Praetorian Guard and struggled to maintain control over this powerful military force. However, through political maneuvering and the adoption of Trajan, he was able to maintain his hold on the throne. Despite the brevity of his reign, Nerva left a lasting imprint on the empire. His wise policies, efforts to maintain peace, and the establishment of the Nerva-Antonine dynasty all contributed to a period of stability and prosperity in the Roman Empire. His reign, though short, was a pivotal moment in Roman history, setting the stage for the era of the five good emperors. How did Nerva's reign impact the society of Rome? Nerva's reign, while short, was marked by a series of policies that had a profound social impact on the Roman Empire. One of his most significant actions was his attempt to alleviate the financial burden on the poorer citizens of Rome. Nerva believed in a just society, and he worked tirelessly to reduce the wealth disparity that had long plagued the empire. He implemented policies to support the less privileged, such as the alimenta, a welfare program that provided food and education to children of the poor. This initiative not only helped the needy, but also fostered a sense of unity and social cohesion among the Romans. Nerva also sought reconciliation with the Senate, a move that was seen as a departure from the autocratic tendencies of his Flavian predecessors. He respected the Senate's autonomy and sought its counsel on significant matters, demonstrating a commitment to shared governance. This approach was a breath of fresh air in the Roman political landscape, and it earned Nerva the respect and admiration of many senators. The public's perception of Nerva during and after his reign was generally positive, largely due to his efforts to promote economic equality and his respectful treatment of the Senate. His reign, though short, was seen as a period of stability and fairness, in stark contrast to the tumultuous reigns of some of his predecessors. After his death, Nerva was deified by the Senate, a testament to the high regard in which he was held. However, it's crucial to note that Nerva's rule was not without its critics. Some felt that his policies of reconciliation and economic reform were too lenient and lacked the decisiveness that Rome needed in those turbulent times. Despite these criticisms, Nerva's reign left an indelible mark on the Roman Empire, setting the stage for the era of the five good emperors. Nerva's reign, though brief, brought about notable social changes, and his legacy lived on in the hearts of the Roman people. Every reign has an end, but how did Nerva's reign conclude? As the twilight of Nerva's rule approached, the emperor's health began to deteriorate. In his weakened state, he was unable to fend off the political machinations that threatened his rule. Despite his noble intentions and the reforms he introduced, Nerva's reign was fraught with challenges. He had to contend with an unruly Praetorian Guard, the very force that was supposed to protect him. This tension culminated in a revolt, during which Nerva was held hostage, a humiliating incident that marked the beginning of the end. Recognizing the precariousness of his situation, Nerva made a decision that would alter the course of Roman history. He adopted Trajan, a respected and accomplished military man, as his son and successor. This strategic move was unprecedented but shrewd, as it ensured a peaceful transition of power. Nerva's adoption of Trajan was a masterstroke, not just for his own legacy, but also for the stability of the empire. In late January of 98 CE, Nerva's reign came to a quiet end. The emperor passed away from natural causes, a rarity among Roman emperors, many of whom met violent ends. His death marked the end of his brief but significant reign, and Trajan ascended to the throne, heralding the beginning of the optimistically named era of the five good emperors. Nerva's reign, though short, was marked by a peaceful transition of power, something that was all too rare in Roman history. His adoption of Trajan not only ensured the continuation of his lineage, but also set a precedent for future emperors. The legacy of Nerva was one of peace and reform. His efforts to restore the dignity of the Senate, his financial reforms, and his commitment to public welfare left an indelible mark on the empire. And though his reign was fraught with challenges, Nerva's strategic foresight and commitment to peace ensured his place in history. Nerva's reign may have ended, but his legacy as a peacemaker and reformer lived on. Nerva's reign, though short-lived, has left an indelible mark on Roman history. As we look back over the narrative of his life, it's clear that his rise to power, reign, and fall were all pivotal moments, not just for him, but for the entire Roman Empire. Nerva's ascension to the throne was nothing short of remarkable. Born into a family with no ties to the imperial lineage, he climbed the political ladder with sheer determination and astute political acumen. His appointment as emperor after the death of Domitian was a testament to his reputation as a capable and respected statesman. And so began the reign of Nerva, marking the end of the Flavian dynasty and the beginning of the Nerva-Antonine dynasty. His reign, albeit brief, was marked by significant reforms and policies. Nerva's rule was characterized by a sense of fairness and moderation, a stark contrast to the autocratic leadership of his predecessor. He introduced social reforms aimed at alleviating the plight of the poor, granted more power to the Senate, and implemented policies to ensure the stability and prosperity of the Roman Empire. Nerva's reign had profound social impacts. His policies led to a more equitable distribution of wealth and power, fostering a sense of social cohesion and stability. His reign was marked by a sense of calm and peace, a welcome change from the tumultuous and oppressive rule of Domitian. However, Nerva's reign was not without its challenges. His declining health and lack of a biological heir made his position vulnerable. The eventual appointment of Trajan as his successor, however, ensured the continuation of his policies and the stability of the empire. Nerva, a man of humble beginnings, rose to become an emperor, guided Rome through turbulent times, and left a legacy that would shape the course of Roman history. His reign, short as it was marked a significant transition in the Roman Empire, from the Flavian dynasty to the Nerva-Antonine dynasty, setting the stage for a period of peace and prosperity that would last for over a century.